The art of conversation is a skill that can take years to master. While it's often something we take for granted, effective communication is essential in our daily lives. Whether you're trying to land a job or looking for new friends, being able to hold a conversation easily is an invaluable tool. But don't worry, this video will show you how to be social and keep a conversation going. It's easier than you think. Number 1. Make sure to show interest and enthusiasm. One of the most important things to remember about keeping a conversation going is to make sure that your partner in conversation feels like they're being heard. One way to do this is by making sure that you look interested. This doesn't mean staring at them with wide eyes and an open mouth, but instead giving them enough visual cues so they know you're paying attention. This can be as simple as nodding your head or making eye contact, but it's important not to look so engrossed in your own thoughts that you forget about them. Number 2. Don't overlook small talk and idle conversation. Small talk is an easy way to start a conversation and show interest in the person you're speaking with. It can also help break the ice if things are a little awkward between you. However, some people may try to skip over this part and jump right into more serious topics. While this isn't always a bad thing, it can sometimes make the conversation feel disjointed and awkward. If you're not sure what to say, try asking a question about the person or situation that you're in. If a friend mentions their new job, for example, ask them how it's going and what they like most about it. Number 3. Find something in common. If you're meeting someone for the first time, it can be tough to find a common ground. You might not have any mutual friends or interests, and it can feel awkward asking personal questions right off the bat. However, there are plenty of ways to break down barriers and make connections with people. If you're stuck in a conversation where things aren't going anywhere, try asking them what their favorite movie is right now or what they did over the weekend. This will give you something to talk about and make it easier to find a common ground. If you're still struggling, try asking them what they do for a living. Not only does this give you information that can help break down barriers between people, but it also gives them an opportunity to brag about themselves. Number 4. Listen actively and mindfully. Listening is an important skill in any conversation, but it's particularly important when you're trying to make friends. When someone is talking, stop thinking about what you want to say next and focus solely on what they're saying. Make sure that your body language is open and receptive so that they know you're genuinely interested in what they have to say. Remember that you're not the only person in the conversation. Your potential friend will appreciate it if you ask them questions and show an interest in what they have to say. Number 5. Be sure to ask broad, open-ended questions. This shows that you're interested in them as a person, not just as a means of making small talk. Open-ended questions can help break the ice and get people talking about themselves. Try asking questions like, "What do you do for fun?" or "How do you spend your weekends?" Also, be sure to listen carefully to the answers. You'll be able to ask follow-up questions that dig deeper into the conversation and keep the other person talking. Number 6. Don't worry about coming up with a perfect thing to say. In social situations, people often feel pressure to come up with the perfect thing to say. But you don't need to have a response for every scenario. Instead, try letting go of this expectation and enjoy being yourself. If someone asks you a question or makes an observation that catches your attention, respond in whatever way feels natural. If you're nervous about what to say, try asking a question in return. It'll help keep the conversation going and show that you're actively listening and engaged in the interaction. Number 7. Have 3 good stories ready for telling. When you want to make conversation with someone, it can be intimidating to think of what to say. To help ease the pressure and get your mind off this concern, have 3 good stories ready in case the conversation stalls. These don't have to be super personal or long-winded, they just need to be interesting enough that they can keep the attention of your new acquaintance. If you run out of things to say, use one of these stories as a way to transition into a new topic or ask a question about what the other person has been up to lately. This is an important tip in starting conversations, as stories can break the ice and allow you to connect with others. If you can tell a good story, it'll make people laugh and help them feel more comfortable around you. Be sure your stories are true and interesting. Don't make something up just to fill in the silence. And before going to the next step, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified of more videos like this in the future. Number 8. Prevent awkward pauses by expecting them. This is one of the most common mistakes that people make when they are trying to start a conversation. They'll be talking and then suddenly run out of things to say. This makes them feel awkward and unsure of how to proceed. One way around this problem is by expecting awkward pauses in your conversations. When you expect them, it's easier for you to avoid them because you know what to do when they come up, instead of panicking when they do occur. The best way you can deal with awkward silences is by talking about something that you both have in common, for starters. For example, if you're at a party with someone and don't know where to start a conversation, ask them about the food. Everyone loves food, so it's always a safe topic to talk about. Number 9. Remember to enjoy the conversation and relax. If you're feeling nervous or awkward, it can be hard to have fun. So if you find yourself in this situation, try to relax. Take a deep breath and let go of your worries. Remember that everyone is just as nervous as you are when meeting new people, so there's no need for them to judge you for it. You don't have to be an extroverted social butterfly to be good at making conversation. All it takes is some practice and patience, and you'll find yourself slowly improving over time. Number 10. Just be yourself. It may seem like common sense, but the best way to make conversation is to be yourself. Don't try too hard or fake it. Just be natural and open up about who you are. If you're an introvert, don't try to act like an extrovert. If you're shy, don't try to pretend that you aren't. Instead, focus on being real and honest about who you are. This will help people get a better sense of who you really are as a person and make it easier for them to relate to what they learn about you. Out of everything in this list, this is the most cliché piece of advice, but it's cliché for a reason. People love authenticity. They want to know that you're being yourself because it makes them feel like they can trust you. And if you're authentic and real with people, they'll almost always appreciate it. Number 11. Don't be afraid to go deep in conversation. Conversation is like a dance. You lead and then you follow, but when people first get to know each other, they're usually afraid to take the lead and talk about something deeper than the weather or current events. Don't be afraid to be the one who goes deep in conversation. If someone opens up about their passions or hobbies, ask them more questions about them so that you can learn more about them. And if someone asks you about your interests, don't just give them a brief answer. Share more details and tell them why the topic is important to you. This will help you connect with each other on a deeper level. Conclusion. It's important to remember that people don't just want to be friends with someone, they want to connect with them. When you take the time to get to know someone, not only do they feel valued and appreciated by you, but they also feel more connected to you as a result. And that kind of connection is what's needed in order for a friendship to grow and last over time. So with that, we hope this video helped you significantly in your quest to make more friends. If you have any questions or thoughts about what we discussed, please feel free to leave them in the comments section below. And now make sure to check out the next video where I show you how to build instant rapport with anyone. Check it out right now and see you in the next one.